Yeah. Ooh.
Is it good for you?
Shout out to the poop on my window. These birds been tearing me up. What's up, Cowboys Nation? Yeah.
Is it good for me?
Then it's what? Then it's good for you.
The weather ain't changing. Is it good for me?
I know.
Let's go jogging outside in the warm sunlight. Start the morning off right.
Let's start the morning off right, baby. If you haven't, and I know y'all have, but if you haven't, make sure you guys are going to stream, like, share, follow all things Foots and Coles. I'll drop a link right now. I want to do something different this morning, just a little impromptu vibes. Make sure you guys go following Foots and Coles. I'll drop the link. Make sure you guys are streaming the album Lemon Water, Stay Healthy, all those types of good vibrations. Thank you guys so much for every comment. Thank you guys for every just all the love, man. I really feel loved. That being said, we got to talk DBs on this good morning. Not in the house today. I just kind of wanted to just talk to y'all freely. No highlight videos, no nothing. We just talking. The car videos is always a good change-up pitch for you all. So I'm continuing with the Camp Battle series. Camp Battles. And honestly, I was able to do this one impromptu because when it comes to DB, when I say DB, corner, safety, nickel, the whole nine, when it comes to our back end of our defense, it's pretty much set barring injury. And this is quite incredible when I really break it down to you guys just how locked this DB room is. It's really kind of stupid, especially when you think about some of the guys that you have waiting in the wing. But let's talk about the starters. So we'll go corner first. Obviously, Trevon Diggs has been a Pro Bowler. You drafted him in either 2019 or 2020. I forget. The years run together. In the second round, it was so interesting because when you drafted him, you thought he would have been a first-round pick, and they were considering him in the first round. You draft him in the second round. He's still there, and all he does is come in. And his rookie year, he was very up and down. But I remember it was very interesting. Towards the end of the year, of his rookie year, I remember how up he was. And obviously, different defensive coordinator. And by the time he got with Dan Quinn, he just stayed up. The interceptions in 21 were just, in 20 were just outstanding. Was that 20 or 21? Either, I forget which one it was, but the interceptions were just outstanding. Even last year, I think he was really a better player. He locks down the side of the field. He is a true number one corner. I'm not saying he's the best corner in the league, but he's definitely worth his weight in gold. And I think he's going to continue to get better. He trains with his brother. He has the height that you can't. The thing I love about Trevon Diggs is his arm length. I think sometimes Cowboys fans kind of underrate just how good he is. I always say he's a better version of Marcus Peters. Very sticky in coverage. Anything, you're not going to bully him. He can bully you. I don't know if he's the twitchiest of a corner, but, he's a dude. He really is. And you look on the other side, and you have a first ballot Hall of Famer now on your team. And I was about to say Stephon Diggs. That would be crazy. But, and Stephon Gilmore. Gilmore is the link to this defense. I don't know if people really realize that Steph can really still play. Like Gilly can really still do it. I think he's better than Anthony Brown ever was, and that's just because he just has traits that Anthony Brown just never had. That's why he was a first-round pick, a high first-round pick, and that's why, Anthony Brown was a late-round pick. And that's not to say that Anthony Brown didn't overachieve. I will never take away just how good of a player Anthony Brown was. He was a really good player. But that being said, when you look at the traits, even in year, 32 or 31, 32, whatever he was last year, his traits are still through the roof. And we're talking about Gilmore now, y'all. And I just believe that what Dan Quinn is going to be able to do with this defense now, because, you know, the thing about Gilmore that I don't think people understand is he really is a chameleon. One of the last corners who really can do that. Like when you look at a player like, let's say Jalen Ramsey, for example, where you really like him in press man, that's his game. He wants to run, he wants to get physical. He can play off and he can play zone, but that's not really his game. And then when you look at guys like, you know, maybe it depends on who you ask certain players, but like Jair Alexander, I like him more as a zone guy. He can play man, but he's better in zone. He's better off. He's better with his eyes on the quarterback, looking, jumping those passes, all that type of stuff. And I think that's where people don't understand just how good Gilly is. The thing about Gilly is he can do both well. He can do both well. And so when you look at his game and you say, you have Diggs on one side who's pressed, he's going to beat you up. You have Gilly who you could play chess with and use him as like your rook. You could use him as, you know, a different chess piece and move him around. That's where it's scary. Oh, but wait, there's more. Izzy, actually no, I buried the lead with Izzy. Foots, relax. You can't give him Izzy just yet. I can't get y'all Izzy just yet. Hold tight. Daron Curse, who by the way was on my Twitter feed, I think he didn't like what somebody said, but hey, Curse, I love what you do. I think that you are easily the captain of this defense. Jaron, Dono, and Malik Hooker, the three-headed monster. I personally believe that Donovan Wilson is the second best defender on this defense, behind Micah Parsons, and some will argue DeMarcus Lawrence. But what Donovan Wilson does for this defense, as far as his grit, his physicalness, just he a dude. Like when he came up and smoked Debo, like he ain't coming. He not meeting you in the hole with cupcakes and flowers. He trying to knock your face off, and that's the difference. And he's good in coverage. He's not the best in coverage, but then you have Curse, who's a general out there, who knows what an offense is trying to do. He's a tight end eraser. And then you have Malik Hooker, who you could just stick on the roof, and he's a sideline. But people forget how good Malik Hooker was at Ohio State. Had some injuries when he came out. Was with the Colts. It didn't pan the way, and it's the Colts. So, you know, it didn't pan the way that it was supposed to. He comes to Dallas, and he's really had a resurgence of his career, and you need Malik Hooker. So all three of those safeties are very vital to what we do. But then you think about the youth movement, and this is what I really wanted to get to. Love Jordan Lewis. Love Kelvin Joseph, but I think the Kelvin Joseph experience is done. I think the Nashawn Wright experience is done. Enter Izzy. Enter Daron Bland. Enter Eric Scott. Yes, Foot said it. Go run tell that. I told y'all. I said, dog, when I look at Eric Scott's size and his traits, I think that this team is going to fall in love with him. Now, what does that mean? You may put him on ice for a year just because you're so good at the cornerback position. I mean, but it's going to be hard when you're making decisions and you look at guys like Scott and Bland and you're like, dog, we're ready to roll. Daron Bland had 5 interceptions as a rookie. Like, when you think about that, and you think about just how good Izzy's been playing football, this is not even to mention guys like Marquise Bell, who could come in and eventually be something one day. They're watching and they're waiting. And they know their time is next. So, to me, those three, you literally have a three-headed monster behind your three-headed monster. Think about that, Cowboys fans. And that's good drafting. That's good team building. High level, if you have an injury, I just don't feel like the Cowboys were stressed. Some of the things that I saw from Izzy last year with his confidence, with how physical even he is, because he will tackle you, but he will come downhill. But I think the thing about Izzy that I really love is the coverage ability. He knows what teams are trying to do, and he has a good feel in coverage. Daron Bland, I mean, the numbers speak for themselves. Now I will say this. He had a few times where he got picked on. Devontae Smith got him a few times. And I mean, Devontae Smith's a great receiver. Make no mistake about it. Smith got him a few times. A couple times, I think, in the Jags game. He did make a play in the Jags game, but he also got in the Jazz game. Memory serves me correctly. I've actually been going back and watching all the games. But Daron Bland, he's the future on the outside, along with Diggs. I don't know. Gilly will be here. It was more like a 1-year rental, 2-year rental, whatever the contract says. So, but I just say all this to say, no battles whatsoever. There will be no battles. There will be no he'll be taking his position as Diggs in trouble. There will be none of that. It is what it is. This DB group is the deepest in the NFL for that reason. You have a 3-headed monster behind a 3-headed monster. It's crazy. Like, it's really, really nuts. And so when you move on from Curse, when you move on from Hooker, when you move on from those guys, you've drafted so well and you've developed so well that those guys will step right in, and it will be in 2020, whatever, talking about just how good our players still are, because they were able to step in and just take over. I really believe that. So anyway, it's your boy Foots, guys. On the way to work. Enjoy your Friday. Camp battles. DB room is set with the young pups waiting in the wind. Maybe that'll be my title. All right, y'all. Have a great Friday. Love y'all. Stream lemon water. Peace.